Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam yas Allah, kuhaloim la Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Hakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachana Nawah, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And hey, this national debt is out of control, man, and it's only growing with this war that's going on in Iran. I think they're spending like $1 billion a day on that shit. That shit is crazy work, bro. Just imagine. But it says U.S. national debt explodes $543 billion in just 4 months as Ron Paul warns Iran war could trigger new depression. Yeah, man, it's about to get grimy. Things are turning up out here, man. Okay, it says the U.S. national debt has skyrocketed more than $500 billion in just 4 months, according to the U.S. Treasury Department. Since December 12th, the U.S. national debt has risen by approximately $543 billion per the U.S. Treasury Department debt to the penny data set. Crazy, bro. Imagine in 4 months, bro, that kind of money being spent. If they were to put that kind of money towards infrastructure, put that type of money towards children with a real damn education, real healing, instead of, duping people with their fucking medicines, man, that's not healing anyone. Just the things that they can do with the wealth of the earth. The Lord created the wealth of the earth, you know what I'm saying, for the betterment of the people, man. Matter of fact, it's a scripture that talks about how the king even lives off the fields. Let me see. I want to come back to this Habakkuk. I think it's in Proverbs. I know it's in Proverbs. I can't remember exactly where at. Is it Proverbs? No, it's Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. All right, bet. Ecclesiastes 5 and 9. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. See that? It's for everybody, man. Not just for you fucking you Edomites, man. You Uish people, you Amalekites, man. It says the king himself is served by the field. And you would think that if he's himself served by the field, why would he taint the air? Why would he mess up the water quality? Why would he, fuck up the oceans and stuff like that, where people can just eat endlessly off the fish that the Lord have, moving about the oceans, man. Instead, he takes all the shrimp, crab, lobster, crustaceans of every type out of the ocean. So the ocean water is dirty. The river waters are dirty. You know what I'm saying? The creeks are dirty. Your lakes are dirty. So just imagine if he were to put that kind of money into just the betterment of the people, how much better the people will be well off. But he doesn't care. This man doesn't care about his own people. You see? So let's go back off into this. This is crazy, man, because most of this money is going towards these corporations, getting they're living tax free. It's most definitely going to war. I just was me and Ak was talking about it yesterday. Me and the beloved brother Allah was talking about that 93 billion they blew in just in 1 month they blew 93 billion. And they had a price tag of $7 million on just salmon alone. Salmon is good to eat, but guess what? Everybody is not getting no good salmon. They sitting in the White House eating good, but they spent like not even sure how many millions on king crab with some shit you're not supposed to be eating. But it was the food that, you know what I'm saying. They had it was like over $100,000 in just ice cream, like $200,000 in just fucking donuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just got your money to just sit back and just fucking blow. Cash Patel, he and that motherfucker, he's all of a sudden got I want to say what is it, UFC fighters training the FBI or some shit like that. Oh man, he jumping on a personal jet. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to his girls' country music concerts and shit. He was just over in what's that? Where the Winter Olympics was? Where was that? Over in Italy or wherever the fuck. I mean, they just blowing money, man. They don't care about the American citizens, man. In 4 months, they done spent this kind of money, and you think And see, this right here is what's going to really cause, that's, one of the things that's going to cause that sedition among men, that uproars of the people, because people are struggling, and yet the government is, you governmental people, you're not worried about, you're not going to the pump, you're not pumping gas. You're not going to the supermarkets. You're not, walking down an aisle and trying to pick the best of some fruits and vegetables and trying, make come up with an affordable dinner for the night. You're not ripping open a pack of ramen noodles, man. And so the citizens are starting to see all this wastage, and especially with this money you send into Israel, all this money that you sent to Ukraine, all this money that you have involved in war. The people are sick of that shit, man. They like, hey, look, man, like, hey, now y'all done took it too far. They feeling like they're not eating properly. They can't afford rent. They can't afford their bills, car payments. Everybody is driving a damn clunker. And if they are driving anything, you know what I'm saying, that's newer, they can barely afford it. They really living check to check, with that shit, right? They can't afford their children's dentist appointments, or they need eyeglasses or whatever. They need school clothes. They need shoes. They can't get their kids into the little sports or anything. It's just like they don't even want to have no damn kids. First off, I mean, it's really stupid as hell having kids in Edom's kingdom right now. And people are not going for it, and that's why Esau is being he's dwindling. He's falling off as a nation of people, or as a race of people, because the Lord said that he will make him small amongst the heathen. They are greatly despised. According to that Obadiah chapter 1 verse 2. But let's read a little bit more of this shit. This is wild shit, man. This is gonna send people. I ain't even went into the comments, which I'm gonna try and grab a few of them. Y'all Ratazad. And I'm willing to bet you these people in here going ape shit crazy, bro. Okay, it says the rate of debt. Hold on, let me get this part. The U.S. national debt now stands at 38.88 billion, an increase of around 7% year over year. The rapid growth of the national debt comes as former U.S. Representative Ron Paul warns the ongoing Middle East war between Iran on one hand and the U.S. and Israel on the other hand will make the situation worse. Yeah, man. And who are these? Who are these that's fucking up things? Edomites. That's the biblical name for the so-called white race. These are the Edomites that's got everybody on the planet oppressed. It says the rate of debt increases will be greater as long as the government is spending almost $1 billion a day or more on a regime change war in Iran. And they talking about it's supposed to be for like 4 weeks. We already going on 2 weeks here. If you really think that this shit is just about to stop in another 2 weeks, nah, you crazy. It's not happening, man. According to Paul, the rising debt will place the Federal Reserve under pressure to lower the interest rates and may also force it to purchase more of the U.S. government's debt. As a result, Paul says foreign countries could cut their purchases of U.S. debt due to the U.S. government out of control spending, and they've been doing that already anyway. Because this used to be a secured, it used to be secure to deal with America like that. These countries not dealing with America like that, man. They already see what's up. Okay, it says foreign countries could cut their purchases of U.S. debt due to the U.S. government's out of control spending and by resentment over the U.S. government's hyper interventionist foreign policy. Yeah, you doing too much. These factors could also accelerate the increasing rejection of the dollar's world reserve currency status. A loss of the reserve currency status will cause a dollar crisis, leading to an economic crash worse than the Great Depression. And they want this anyway, because we understand that, from that, reset comes in. Reset comes in, what happens then? Let's get Revelation 13. Revelation 13:16. This is what it's all boiling down to anyway. And I was just watching that Clayton and Natalie, what's that? What's the show? Redacted. And they had some people on there talking about motherfuckers got some I don't know, some damn nanobites, and they talking about how it can be it's just crazy work, bro. These people must be taken out of power, man. That shit just within the people. They can control your mind. They can have you doing some shit on some Manchurian candidate shit. They was talking about how it's just tiny little amplifiers in the people, and So we know that this is next, man. Revelation 13:16, because this man he has a godlike complex. Revelation 13:16, and he calls it for all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So it's already coming. It's coming. They already have a system in play. It's already there. It's already set up. It's ready to roll out. So all it takes is that crash, you know, crash, uproars of the people, sedition among men, people acting like goddamn fool, tearing up the place, and then they can bring in the military, knock off a whole bunch of motherfuckers. However they do it, we'll see how they're gonna do it. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know that it's purposely being done because Trump is not in control of the no banking here. Neither are any of these. It's the elite of these Edomites. It's these these trillionaire families. You know what I'm saying? That the world bankers, man. That have this whole thing in movement because they already got enough. What else could they do? They've had so much money for so damn long. It's like, what else could you possibly want? What else could you possibly buy with the kind of money that they have? You get bored, and then you know what I'm saying. From there, you want power. You want more power. You know what I'm saying? And the last, really, the last, that's what they was talking about on that Redacted show. The last frontier of what they've actually conquered is the actual mind of the people. They want total control of your mind. And the way that this guy was explaining it, it was explaining it like, these people, they want to be God. They want to be all knowing. They want to be able to punish you if you're doing something that they deem is not right. It can be totally right as far as the scriptures and to the Lord, but to them, since they're the wicked, they can just come up against you, man, and fuck you all up, man. Have your ass, you know what I'm saying? Just walk up, go and put your goddamn hand in a damn meat grinder or something, or whatever they want to do. They can just click into your head and make you do some shit, click into your head, make you, knock your family off and turn the pistol to your head, So that mind control, they have this kind of abilities, man. They have this stuff. They have, the ability to penetrate the people like that, man. And it's nothing for them to get down on your food and water. That's all it's gonna take, because people gotta have food. You have to have water. So if this man and cut off everything and he's the only one with the food and the water, guess what? They're gonna go, and that's just like during the days of Egypt when Joseph was in charge. The people eventually got down to, when they had that famine, they eventually got down to a point of enslaving themselves, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, hey, we out of shit. We don't have nothing else. And people, that's the lengths that people will go to when there's no food, no water. You got the situation with where it was people was eating the kids and shit. Eating their own children. That's been coming up a lot lately. The story with what was it? A donkey's head. Was like, I don't know how much the damn donkey's head was, but it was they had bird shit for sale, and the woman was arguing with she was telling the king about how her and this other woman had planned to eat one of their kids today and eat the other kid tomorrow, and how the other lady hid her child, and the king just rent his clothes, man. He tore his clothes because it was just that situation going on, and that's what it's gonna come down to anyway, because the Lord is gonna do it. But just making the point that Esau, he has total control over everything with that digital system already. He can easily. How do you think sanctions work? How do you think they freeze out bank accounts? They're in control of them dollars, man. Here you go. You got a whole nother sovereign country, thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away, and Americans can just go into a system and cut off the money from those people. So just think about it once they really get into it. When they really put it all together and bring this shit forth, man. It's going to be crazy. But this right here is going to be a part of it. Let me see what else they have in here. But that was pretty much it on the article. Let me see. Yep, that was it. Because that's a lot of money, man, for 4 months, man. Let me read that part back again, what he said. This is important. These factors could accelerate. No, let me start back up here, what he said. The rising debt will place the Federal Reserve under pressure to lower the interest rates and may also force it to purchase more of the U.S. government's debt. As a result, foreign countries could cut their purchases of U.S. debt due to the U.S. government's out of control spending and by resentment over the U.S. government's hyper interventionist foreign policy. Yeah, they tired of America getting involved, whatever. They already doing that. They already selling off. They not buying America's debt, man. Which they shouldn't even need to. That shows you how stupid these people is too. Let me get this one last scripture though I can end out. And man, I want to go into some of these comments, but let me get this real quick. Let's go back to Habakkuk 2:16. Oh no, 6, Salakia. I'm gonna read it in the KJV and the Amplified. So in the KJV it says, Habakkuk 2:6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So when you go into that thick clay, that's going off into thick owing of money. You know what I'm saying? Thick, you know what I'm saying? Loans, basically. Right here in the Amplified, it says, will all these victims of his greed not take up a taunting song against him, and in mocking derision against him, say, woe, judgment is coming to him who increases that which is not his. And Esau, he been doing that forever. How long will he possess it? And woe to him who makes himself wealthy with loans. See, so that thick clay is on Esau's head, man. See, these world banks, that's the reason why, they want so badly to get into Iran. It's only a few countries really that don't have a world bank. And these Edomites can never have enough, man. That's what the scriptures talks about, that this man can never have enough. Even if he were to just conquer and take over everything, he would probably just kill his damn self, because he lose his mind if there wasn't anything else that he could take over and conquer. This is what he does. He won't stay at home. He's not a keeper at home. He covets fields. Is that he's doing all that, man. What is that, Micah? And see, now that whole system is starting to break down, but they're ready to microchip people, man. They're ready to you already got Elon Musk. He's out here talking about how money would be irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? People coming to work, so to speak, would be irrelevant. He's talking about universal basic income, where basically they just give you a certain amount of money to handle whatever you got to handle each month, and you just stay your ass in your apartment or whatever. But at what cost, though? What are you gonna have to do that? You got in China, they have a social credit score already, where if they don't like what you're saying, they don't like what you're doing, they don't like your mama, they don't like your daddy, whatever your political views, ain't gonna be none of that stuff no more. They just gonna be like, cut your ass off, and people gonna see that, and they just gonna pretty much back down, and just completely be the robot that they want them to be. Micah 2:1. Let me start here. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And that's what they do. They just laying in bed. They just conjuring up some bullshit at all times. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So they're in power. This is their kingdom. Verse 2, and they covet fields, and they take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. See that? So, hey, man, we're in the end of this thing, man. And Esau not coming back from this, man. He's not coming. Ain't that debt, man? Ain't no way they coming back from that kind of debt. And these bankers, they already knew it. They know. But see, they gonna want their tab. They want that tab to be paid, and that tab is gonna be paid through you U.S. American citizens, and just worldwide anyway, because this is gonna be a global thing. This is gonna be a worldwide thing. But they overall, they have to really tackle America, because America is the one with the guns. You know what I'm saying? Every household here in America, man, got 10, 20 damn guns. So they're gonna have to, really tackle this place. And they're gonna break this shit down. It's, civil war break out, however it plays out. Motherfuckers, a bunch of niggas a bunch of people gonna kill each other, because they want to knock the population down anyway. That's a part of the plan as well. They want you to get at each other's throats. They don't have no problems coming on along and cleaning y'all damn asses up afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Or let the birds or the dogs or whatever just let your ass rot in the sun. And but they want that population down anyway. Because you imagine Esau in his castle, or he's in his bunker castle. This motherfucker got a 1,000 room. The motherfucker got a city underground. He's not worried about your ass, man. He has everything that he needs. You know what I'm saying? They've been planning for this shit for hundreds of years actually. And they ready to, they set, man. They probably already sitting in their bunkers right now. I wouldn't believe that any of them are out here just walking around or jumping into cars and just driving to, the theater, or to hear some opera or some shit, or getting on a personal jet. No, these motherfuckers is probably all 40 miles underground somewhere. Ain't no fucking telling, bro. They already set and ready for this shit to pop and blow. So when they do, but see, they thinking that they're gonna get away, and they're not. These people are not gonna get away with the shit that they've done, man. You know what I'm saying? They think that they're gonna, it's just gonna be this automatic reset, and they're gonna come out of them caves or their bunkers and continue power. And it's not gonna work that way. When them doors on them bunkers open, it's gonna be men of the Lord pulling their asses out of there and throwing their asses directly in the chains, man. But I'll grab one more. Let's get this one in the Apocrypha. One of my favorites, man. I'll be saying one day closer, one day closer. That's my thing these days. One day closer. We one day closer to all this happening, man. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. Damn, weeks is blowing by. It's another Friday already. It's gone. It blew by. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25:7, also known as the Book of Sirach or Sirach in the King James Bible, 1611 King James Bible. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what we're witnessing, man, the fall of our enemy, our main number one enemy, the name number one enemy of the Lord, according to Psalms 83. It's Esau Edom. That's the biblical name for the so-called white man. He's the number one enemy of the Lord, to go along with all the rest of these nations. But he's the number one enemy of the Lord. So yeah, I'm gonna end out there, man. Pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwame Yasha Allah and a Baba Ball.